Assalamualaikum and good day everyone. Today we would like to present on our experiment 11, which is conduct radiological analysis of fluid. My name is Nurfuza Hidayah binti Ismail, metric number 192231. The objective of this experiment is to qualitatively observe the Weissenberg, Kayes and swelling effects that exhibited type of fluids. Okay, now I will discuss about the Weissenberg effect. This effect is all about phenomenon that occurs when a spinning rod is inserted into a solution of a elastic liquid. The fluid that have the property of viscosity will resist forces that applied to change their current shape. The elastic forces generated by the rotation of the rod result in a positive normal forces where the fluid rises up the rod. Next, the Kayes effect. The Kayes effect was discovered by British engineer named Alan Kay in 1963 while experimenting with a mixture of obscure organic liquids. Quite simply, this is an elastic effect wherein the fluid is impacting the surface with a given force which creates the dimple. The viscous mixture will pour onto a surface, then it going downstream where it would suddenly throw up a jet that merge with the incoming stream. Next is the swelling effect. The swelling effect is about phenomenon which is usually described quantitatively in terms of the swelling ratio, which is the ratio of extruded diameter to capillary diameter. The swelling of the polymer extruded is generally attributed to normal stresses which are released when the extruded emerges from a capillary dye. The swelling effect is related to the recoverable elastic deformation developed during flow through a dye. When a polymer melt is extruded through a dye, the diameter of the extruded is greater than of the dye.
My name is Nurhalisa Husna binti Imam Ahlim and my metric number is 193471. Okay, I will continue to discuss the theory and the working equation for our lab. Firstly, the Weissenberg effect was named after Carl Weissenberg, which claimed that the fluid behaves in a very counterintuitive way, have Weissenberg effect. It can be proven when the fluid is instead be driven away from the spinning rod, it climbs onto the rod. Next, the Kayes effect was discussed by Alan Kay in 1963 that said that when pouring one viscous mixture of an organic fluid into a surface, the surface spouted an upcoming jet of liquid. Lastly, the swelling effect, which is also known as Barrow's effect or dye effect, is common in highly elastic fluids such as polymer solutions, with the diameter of liquid stream increase when observed compared to the orifice of the device used. Next, the materials and methods for our experiment. For the materials that we use is beaker, glass rod, piston shrink, dishwashing liquid, detergent, softener, hand washing liquid, and oil. 100 ml of different 5 types of fluid, which were dishwashing fluid, detergent, softener, hand washing liquid, and oil, was prepared in a beaker. For the test one, which is to test the Weissenberg effect, we use beaker that contain of fluid was placed under a steering rod in the device. The effect of the Weissenberg was observed when there was climbing of fluid on the rod. For the second test, which is to test the Kayes effect, each of the fluids in the beaker was tested by pouring them on slanted glass rod. The jumping of the fluid from the slanted rod proved that Kayes effect occurs. And lastly, for the test 3, which is swelling effect, every fluid was tested by sucking them into the piston shrink and then was extruded slowly to see whether the fluid diameter is increased at the tip of the shrink, which to indicate the swelling effect.
Okay, my name is Noaina Shafika binti Wakari and I will explain the result and discussion. In this experiment, we use oil, softener, detergent, dishwashing, and hand wash. We want to determine the Weissenberg effect, Kayes effect, and swelling effect. And this is the first one, which is Weissenberg effect. We can test the Weissenberg effect using this motor rotating machine. The Weissenberg effect said to be successful when the fluid rotated climb up rotating rod. The Weissenberg effect was successful using softener, detergent, dishwashing and hand wash, while the visible effect unsuccessful using oil. The fluid used demonstrated a slightly climb up the center rod. This effect could have been more drastic with more viscous fluid and rotate the rod at high rotating per minute. This is the example of the visible effect using dishwashing, hand wash, and softener. This is the dishwashing. Here we can see there is a slightly, the fluid is slightly climb up the road. And this is the hand wash. And this is the softener, which is more significant. Next, we move to the second part, which is chaos effect. The chaos effect can be determined by the deflection of fluid from the rod surface to the surface of the beaker. The effect includes viscous dissipation and shear tightening behavior. The elastic properties of the fluid play no role. From the observation we get, we can conclude that oil, softener, dishwashing, and has no chaos effect. Meanwhile, detergent has chaos effect. Next, this is the example of chaos effect using oil. You can see at the rod there is no deflection of the oil to the container, and this is the chaos effect using detergent. And you can see the detergent is displayed towards the container. And the last one is swelling effect. The swelling effect can be tested using the piston. Swelling effects exist when bubbles form in front of the piston when it is pushed at the beginning. The fluid said to be no swelling effect when there was no bubble form. From the observation, swelling effect do not exist in all fluid we use, which is oil, softener, detergent, dishwashing, and hand wash. This is the example. This is the detergent. You can see that in front of the piston, there is no bubble form. That's why we call it have no chaos effect.
My name is Sainulasa binti Hasanan and my metric number is 192531. So next is conclusion. We can conclude that we are three effects, which is Weissenberg, chaos, and also the swelling. Sorry. In this experiment, uh, all the fluid did successfully Weissenberg effect, as it have the high viscosity. However, oil is not give a Weissenberg effect. Okay, next is chaos effect. It will occurring when pouring the fluid onto a glass rod or any surface, and it resulting to a jet will leave the heat like it will dancing on the glass rod. For example, in this case, detergent and hand washes have the chaos effect, but the other is not have the chaos effect. Okay, lastly is swelling effect, which is in these situations, the liquid will increase the diameter of the origin fluid, and then in this experiment we observe that there are no fluid that shows the best swelling effect. Maybe it might be the viscosity of the liquid, because it is not suitable to show the effect. Okay, for the recommendations, the first one is the liquid must be in the various viscosity. For example, from the low viscosity to the high viscosity, and thus it can easily to investigate the properties of the effect where Weissenberg chaos or swelling. Next is maybe we need to speed the spinning rod to increase the speed and uh, to increase the speed as it will get the drastic effect. Okay, that's all from us group 4. Thank you.